Episode 2 of the podcast. We're with Tom today. Sam isn't here today. She couldn't make it, unfortunately. But we've got Tom on. He'll more than fill the void. It's all good. How are you?
Yes, mate. All good. Very fantastic. Living life.
Good, good, good. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself for those who don't know what you do, who you are?
Yeah. Cool. So I am pretty much. I hate the term fitness influencer. I guess right. So I pretty much just upload my content. I show my life, what I do, show my sessions that I go to the gym, train, show what also I do to prepare for my football games, just for life in general, really. So it's a bit of like lifestyle, gym, football. It's all a bit of a mix of everything. And then I also obviously have like my own coaching business as well, which I run as well.
Of course, yeah. I mean, if we go back to the beginning, why did you start doing everything? So why did you start training in the first place, first of all?
Cool. So initially I think it was because well, I started training because I was a few years behind everyone else. Um I was like a really late bloomer, and obviously, like I said, I love my sport, football, right? So when it when it got to like the age of like 14, like 13, 14, and everyone else was growing, and I was just like still like down here, I was like, I gotta sort myself out. So I got a gym membership, went there, started putting on some size, and it obviously like progressed me like a lot more. Than I became like definitely like without being cocky, like one of like the better players like within my team just because of like my training. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense to be honest. Obviously helps out with the football. How long have you been playing football for? Ever since you're a kid,
Oh,
or
yeah, ever since I was a kid, like 4 or 5 years old. Yeah.
it's quite high level you play now, right?
Yeah, it's a decent level, mate, to be fair. Yeah, it's really competitive. I think definitely like the area because I'm obviously like from down south. So I think a lot of people actually play as well, like for the money, if that makes sense as well. Like because the wage down here compared to like up north of other jobs and stuff is actually like a lot lower. So any like sort of income that other people are going to like be able to get, like they're definitely playing for like that as well. So like yeah, it's like it's really competitive down here. It's good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And obviously you said when you started training, it was to sort of catch up with your mates, get a bit bigger, football as well. And obviously now your main goal is sort of football, training for football rather than training for size, although you do train for size as well. Um, how is it? What's the difference? So like if you could compare the two, what do you prefer? Why do you prefer it? Etc.
It's a very hard question to be fair. I think being a I think to be able to compare the both is very different because I've got a like a fantastic love for both. I was so 2 years ago I actually had I don't know if you know this I had like well I still currently do I had this condition in my throat where pretty much my larynx closes over whenever I do any sort of aerobic exercise. So every time so 2 years ago when I went back straight after lockdown and tried playing football, I just couldn't breathe. And I thought, oh, bro, I'm just unfit. I haven't played since like before lockdown. We'll get back into it. And it started getting to the season. I actually like collapsed on the pitch, bro. Like, I was
I remember
actually
you
like that
telling me that
bad.
before.
Yeah. So finding like the love for football again because I had to stop playing. So I got into like lifting weights, obviously, which I still did before that. But I really got into like a whole year of doing that. And I got really big and I felt I said really big. I got to like 84 kilos, like lean. I felt really good.
For
Looked good as
reference
well.
for everyone watching, where did you start out? What weight were you when you started?
Oh God, when I first started training, like at the gym, I think I was 54 kilo.
Okay,
I
so
was like
30
really
kilos
lean
then.
like for my height as well. I think I when I was weighing that 54 kilo, I think I was 5'11", 5'10".
Hmm.
So I was pretty tall and pretty lean to be fair. So yeah, I put on quite a lot of size quite fast. Obviously through lockdown, bought the bench press. Still behind me here actually. Um, bought the bench press, had some old weights that my brother had never used. So yeah, it was quite nice. But it's such a hard difference to say well which one I love more because
Yeah,
I
of
could be in
course.
the gym tomorrow training. I'm like, fuck, I love training weights. And football's like, oh shit, I had a bad game. Then I have a really good game. Like, oh fuck weights, man.
Yeah,
Like so
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
really hard difference to tell, but it's nice to be able to juggle both.
yeah, of course. And obviously you do social media. That's I'm assuming your main source of income. And the main, well, it's how you label yourself as a
Yeah,
influencer, as you said at the start.
yeah.
Why did you start posting? What made you start posting on social media to begin with?
So it was definitely my friend, Joe. basically, so obviously, like we're best friends. We've been best friends for years, and when he first started posting, obviously everyone was just like, "Oh, what's this guy doing?" and stuff. But I backed it a bit, to be fair, because I first started posting content like YouTube and stuff when I was a kid, like 12 years old.
I've seen clips before.
So I mean, honestly, I kind of like backed it. I was like, that's pretty cool. But then when I saw that he was actually doing very well from that, like I was like, oh, bro, like that's something I've always wanted to do myself. And he kind of pushed me on as well. He's like, bro, I think you should get into it as well. So I kind of went for it. And to anyone out there that's actually watching this, I think that if you do want to start social media and you're a bit scared, the only advice I can give to you is just to do it. Like, show your personality because you're different to everyone else. So
Yeah.
that's what people
I mean,
like.
that definitely applies all round as well. Like, just
Yeah,
do it. Why would you not? It's
exactly.
anything you want to do.
Like
That
I,
kind of
if
brings
you told
me.
me, if you told me 2 years ago, mate, where I would be now, I'd be like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm bloody Bill Gates or whatever it is, like making money, but I'm just saying that I'm in a lot of more comfortable position now than what I was 2 years ago, like confused pushing trolleys at Sainsbury's.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the worst that happens is you end up like that pushing trolleys at Sainsbury's.
It's not even a bad thing, mate.
No,
Like, I
exactly. That's what I'm
think,
saying. It's
yeah,
yeah.
because a lot of people seem to think now, like for example, people might look at me and be like, "Oh, you've got it like really easy, mate. Like all you do is upload videos." But I think like you've tried before, right? Like making videos and stuff. It's quite hard to be able to because at the time I was doing 6 days a week at work
Mhm.
every morning, getting up early, making a video, editing it, and getting it out every single day. And like it's very hard, bro, to do it first.
It's
To
yeah,
think
yeah.
of a new idea
Especially
every single day and learn
consistency is
how
key
to
with it
edit.
as well, right? So, and it's hard to be consistent when you're doing something like working a full-time job.
Yeah,
Doing that on the side, it takes up so much time to be able to do
yeah.
it every single day, stay consistent. And I think that's the main problem that most people have with it.
Yeah, man, for sure. I have total and utmost respect for people that do it, and I wouldn't ever downplay someone that does do it. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it is a lot of hard work, especially ones that actually do it like themselves. Because there's a lot of people now in there getting editors and stuff. But
Yeah,
either way, like you still got to go out like that. Content don't just magically appear like that. Like you've got
no,
to still
yeah,
go
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so like people are so good at it and it's so oversaturated now that it has to be edited highly to
Oh
do
yeah,
well.
big time.
And it's yeah, you got to learn that as well as then getting videos out every day. And it's a lot, right? It's a lot.
Yeah, man, big time.
So you started social media, blew up on social media, got bigger on social media, and then you started coaching, right?
Yes,
Why did you
I
start
started.
coaching?
God, I started coaching. I would say basically, like when you do start training and stuff, you feel like you've got some sort of idea about coaching. Like you feel like, oh, I know how to gain muscle, I know what to eat and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
what actually happened was I went out and got my own coach,
Hmm.
Christian Chapman, fantastic bloke. He's like so intelligent.
He was Joel's coach for his prep, right?
Yeah, he was Joel's coach for his prep, and I had him as well for a couple of months.
Mhm.
And I just saw like after like being with somebody with that sort of like intelligent level,
Mhm.
you do learn a lot very quickly. Especially if you like something, you're going to listen a lot more. And I obviously liked it because I listened a hell of a lot. I probably watched both all my check-ins like 2 or 3 times over because I such enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And
you were telling me off the other day for not changing the title of one of my ones.
yeah, bro, the titles have got to be changed. But like, yeah, I started coaching. God, coming up 2 years now. So
Mhm.
I just done it because I thought it was my passion, and like I said, I was doing 6 days a week at the gym, and it wasn't something that I thought I'm going to be able to keep up because I just had enough of waking up at like 5, like most mornings,
Yeah.
and going out. So I was like, my only way out of here is for me to continue doing my content because that was doing really well at the time. I was gaining a lot of followers. At the time, I was pretty lean and big. I would say like I was very happy with my physique and felt like it was. I'm not saying that everyone has to have like the most insane physique to coach at all because that is not the case. Like if you've got knowledge, you've got knowledge. That's it at the end of the day. But I felt like that was sufficient enough. I've learned enough myself, so I went into that, and it paid off at the end of the day. Like it was a massive risk. I'm not going to lie. I went into work and I just said, look, I just want to go down to one shift a week, and fucking sent it. And luckily, I built that base of my following for 2 years before that, and
Yeah.
people trusted me.
Yeah, no, good. You said obviously it's your passion, coaching people. It's what you enjoy doing, obviously. What is it that you specifically enjoy about coaching people? Is it the results? Is it the process of getting them to that results? Is it sharing your knowledge?
Yeah, so it's for sure nowadays as well. There's a lot of people that get into coaching specifically money driven, and
Yes.
I've never once been like that. I think you know that as well from
Hmm.
me. I've never been money driven. I've never like I think getting results and actually like being able to see the change in people, not just physically but mentally as well. Like because I know that obviously like online coaching is majority well, it's through text and the majority of the time
Yeah.
you can just tell by the way that they fill in their forms that they're replying to you, that they're texting you, oh, I've just got a new PR and stuff. I'm really happy with this and that. And having like that sort of boost from other people, knowing that you've been able to help them some way, like mentally, that really hits home for me because it's been like a spot for me as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you said about how you're not money driven with the coaching. I think that that's a good thing. Like it's always good, in my opinion. If you're nice to other people, they're going to be nice back. And there's no
Yeah,
reason not to be like that to people because why would you? And
exactly.
it's yeah. Um, I mean, in terms of other people who want to get into coaching, you said everyone wants to be a coach now. A lot of it's money driven. Those people who want to be a coach, not for the money, for the passion of it. What would your bit of advice be to those people?
Show off your results. It's my opinion
Mhm.
because your results determine how much you like your coaching, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, for example, like me with Pete, I
Mhm.
loved that. That
Mhm.
was 12 weeks. Obviously, I didn't do every single week because bro, I had other commitments and stuff, but being able to show and have confidence within myself, because as soon as I put that week one out, people were expecting week 12 in 12 weeks. They were like, I've got to see that result now in 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's totally paid off. Like, in the sense of, I think that whole process is actually like 12 weeks of people waiting to see if I actually work and if I actually put it in and if Pete sticks with me. Do you know
Mhm.
what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you want to be a coach, you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to definitely put your clients first as well, or like the people that you do work with, and just be totally honest whether you've got
Mhm.
something right or you've got something wrong. Because not every single coach, you've got to appreciate they are human too, is going to be able to get everything right every single week too. So then you've got to be able to just realize that yourself. Like I know that I make mistakes as well sometimes,
Mhm.
and that's natural to happen. So yeah, I think if you want to be a coach, you should also get coached by someone before you do become a coach for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. I agree with that. Circling back to your football, uh,
Yeah.
tell me a bit about when sort of like your journey throughout football. So like when it started, how it is, and like up to now, what you're doing now and what you were doing
Yeah.
and how you got there.
So it start I like you those lads at school are like always very, very good at football.
Yeah.
I would say most of my mates were up there and I was always like down around here.
Okay.
So up until like I said, like around 13, 14, I knew that I had talent then. Like I knew that I what I wanted to do in my head, I couldn't do physically.
Hmm.
So, like I said, that's when I went to the gym. And when I did start getting like a bit stronger and a bit fitter and stuff like that, that's when I could start actually like playing a lot better. So when I turned 13, I actually moved to the top club in my local area, Weymouth. And we were just that was just like my level. Like playing at that top level locally as hard as I could at youth football was just for me. 16, I managed to play for my county. And we actually went on to like win like the county cup. Oh, not no, like the county. Obviously, like we're Dorset, we play against like Wiltshire and all the
Yeah.
other places. So we managed to actually win that league, which is like very good. And then as soon as I was 16, I went straight into adult football. That was like a massive step.
Hmm.
I think people don't realize, especially at that age, they think, "Oh, I can definitely go into men's football," but until you do, bro, like being a child and being a man is different in football.
Oh
I
yeah.
got smashed.
Yeah, I mean,
I got
when I
smashed.
played football, I played football since I was 5 up until I was 16. 16 is when I first had my knee injury, which happened at the end of that last season where it's kids football or under six.
Yeah.
And then it was like time to go to adult football. Still had the knee injury, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to do it. At the time,
Yeah.
skinny, 5'5", 50 kilos. I was like, not happening. I can't. I wish now, looking back, I wish I had just done it. But
Yeah.
it is a big difference, a big
Yeah,
jump.
man, it is. Because I remember I signed for my team Portland and I got started in a number 10 role in my first game. And because I was 16, they was expecting me to run my socks off. And I remember, I actually I didn't have a bad game, but I remember there's 150-50 and I got absolutely annihilated. And it made me realize, like, oh, bro, like these people are actually like playing, like they want to win. Like, so you can definitely see like the mentality levels. But then now, obviously, I spent 5 years at Portland, had that like throat issue for like a year, got through that, and now I've obviously learned my ways on how to get around that. And now I play for Blandford, which I'm extremely happy at. We're looking to hopefully take the title this year after falling short last year.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Um, how's it been so far at that new club?
Oh, then it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I mean, the pre-season, holy hell, is next level. Like I've been getting battered every single Tuesday, Thursday. I have a game on Saturday, might have a game on Tuesday. So it's been non-stop. But I think at this level, that's what you need. You need to be pushed to that next boundary if you want to compete for things, especially like not even just football, bro. Like in general in life, if you've got to compete for things, like whether it's in work, whether it's in the gym, whether it's for whatever, like bro, you've got to push yourself hard, and that's what I've been doing. So
Yeah,
it's been really good. I've been really enjoying it. Good group of lads as well.
yeah. Gives you a purpose as well, right? Doing stuff like that.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
time.
good. Last thing I want to ask you,
Yeah.
is what is your number one bit of advice for people who want to get into the gym or people who have started getting into the gym and are struggling?
Oh gosh. My one bit of advice to people who are just beginning the gym. God, that's a very good question. I think just the overall consistency and do not do not overcomplicate things.
Hmm.
I think that's the best thing you can do. Like overcomplicating stuff is so easy to do, especially now flicking through your phone. You probably start the gym now because you've seen something on your phone now, or like a gym influence. Oh, that's cool. I want to get into that. But I think you've got to learn a lot of things by yourself for sure, and that's the best thing that you think you can do. For example, like Jack's fitness, unfortunately, hasn't had the opportunity to go through the process and learn things by himself because
Hmm.
he's been totally influenced by everyone. It means he's got hundreds of thousands of followers, and everyone's telling him to do one thing and another. But unfortunately, the boy can't learn the hard way, which I think you've got to do in the gym.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I know he had that can't remember his name, but he had some coaching him for free. He made like a YouTube series on it. Not Jack's Fit, some other guy. I think his name was like Ben or something. Benji maybe. Um
I know who you're on about. Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
know
yeah.
you're. Oh, I forgot his name, but I know who you're on about. Yeah.
Yeah, and he made his video of him and he just like the whole time he had a week 1 and a week 12 video. That week 12, no progress. But in that time frame is when he went like he was going off with like Ed Matthews, people like
Yeah,
that.
man.
It's like
Do you know what I mean? Like somebody who's starting the gym, like you've just got to, unless someone comes to you for coaching,
mhm.
I don't think that you should be going to people who've just began the gym, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because,
Yeah, yeah,
like I said, the best thing that someone's going to do is go to the gym and make a mistake, and that's going to build the foundations. It's just like,
100%.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Well, thank you for coming on.
No worries,
Appreciate
mate.
your
Thank you
time.
very much.
Um, I will pop up all your socials here in case anyone hasn't seen you. You can feel free to shout them out anyway.
Oh yeah, Tomblifts on all social
And pretty
media.
much everything, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. Thank you very
awesome.
much.